viewers, welcome to your darling station, The Living Television. We are at it again today in our edition of Issues of the Moment. In today's Issues of the Moment, we'll be looking at President Muhammadu Buhari's travel to Guinea Bissau, where he will be awarded Guinea Bissau's highest award. The award recognizes Buhari's contribution to the West African nation's political stability. Garba Shehu, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, said this yesterday. He said PMB's award is following, the invitation is as a result of Buhari's contributions in developing African countries and his economic advisory role to ensure that these countries are stable. On that, the president of Guinea-Bissau, who is known as Omaro Sisalu Embalu, also said that Buhari has been one of the mainstay of their economy in Guinea-Bissau. And that is why, as we speak, he is today in Guinea-Bissau. And then a road, one of the major roads in the city, in the capital city of Guinea-Bissau, is named after President Buhari. In today's edition, we are also going to look at some of the sterling qualities as mentioned by the Guinea-Bissau's president, and then we compare those qualities with what we've experienced here and compare them. That's what we are going to have today in Issues of the Moment. From my far left today, I have Barrister St. Moses Ogbonna. Barrister St. Moses Ogbonna, welcome to the program. Barrister St. Moses Ogbonna is a philosopher and a practicing lawyer, and also the CEO of Living Television. Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
After him, I have Barrister Chukwuemeka Nwogu. Barrister Chukwuemeka Nwogu is a practicing lawyer. He is also a security consultant and a public affairs analyst. Barrister, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, moderator, and good day, viewers.
The only person amongst the three is not a lawyer, but also a lawmaker, and one of the foremost lawmakers in Aba local government, at the inception of democracy in Nigeria here, and that is Honorable Emeka Ihedru. Honorable, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good day, viewers.
All right, I will want to start with you, Barrister St. Moses Ogbonna. We're talking about the president of this great country, Nigeria. You know, about 2 weeks ago, we talked about his also movement to the Niger Republic, and also a road was named after him. Today is the turn of Guinea-Bissau, and they have mentioned so many things. They said the award is a recognition of his contributions to the West African nation's political stability. Let us start with that.
Well, I'm very happy that I have a president whose gown, whose magnanimous gown, run it over into other West African countries as to stabilize the political, maybe financially as well. I know that basically charity has a domain, begins at home. If our president is so rich and magnanimous that West African countries are noticing it, while we in Nigeria speculates it, I think something is wrong. As we go further, and we say further.
Council.
Well, they said that charity begins at home. Just like my colleague said, ordinarily, every Nigerian should be happy that our president has been recognized and is being celebrated outside. I'm very happy for that, but my happiness
is cut short and limited by the realities on ground in Nigeria. Economic realities on ground in Nigeria indicate unequivocally today that we are the poverty capital of the world. It now begins to sound like a contradiction in terms for the poverty capital of the world to be Father Christmas of, benefactor to some other nations. It's not only in Guinea. The other day, we spent how many millions to purchase 10 SUVs for Niger Republic. We took a loan from China to construct one of the best gauge rail lines to Niger Republic. We shore up their economy. When we closed down the southern borders of Nigeria, the northern borders were left open so that the Oga Chief driver's cousins would always find a way to come in and go out after they don't recognize our international and national boundaries. It means nothing to them. So that is why I received the news with mixed feelings. Yes, anybody whose own is being honored naturally would be happy. But my worry is that back home, we are suffering. We are in debt. We are poverty capital of the world. Just like the other day he went to, I think Liberia or which other West Africa, either Liberia or Ivory Coast, to give them a lecture on security and how to fight terrorism. I began to wonder whether the handlers of that particular program were not abreast of what is happening in Nigeria. I wonder the indices that they used to arrive at their conclusion, very erroneous and faulty conclusion in my own humble opinion. Because back home here,
in his village,
even in his own domain, even in his own village. So I don't know what other yardstick they use to arrive at some of those conclusions. But otherwise, I'm happy for him.
Okay.
But
Honorable,
I have some reservations.
We're talking about your president.
Yeah, what our president is doing is like a man whose children are out of school for lack of tuition fees, and the entire family is starving, yet he is outside,
awarding scholarship.
You understand?
I want to all outside.
You see,
why his own children have dropped out of school.
They are dropped out of school for lack of tuition fee. So when I look at all these things, I think there is a disjointment somewhere. There's a disjointment somewhere. When you look at all this, it is very difficult for someone to comprehend. Just like my colleagues have said, the handlers, what are they doing? Are they fooling us? We borrow, not only borrow, we borrow to fund other African countries, leaving debt for our children and our children's children, for even up to fourth generation, the kind of debt that they cannot settle.
You cannot even move smoothly from Aba to Port Harcourt.
The
whole railroads from Enugu
they have been removed.
has been
removed. The old gauge, they said that the old gauge, that one have been removed, and they said that they were going to start the replacement. That was October 2022.
But you didn't hear Mr. President's reason for not commencing on the railroads in the east. He said it's for reasons of insecurity.
For reasons of insecurity.
Yes.
So, and his own village is highly secured. All the northern states.
So why has he not
insecurity and terrorism and banditry are domiciled?
So why has he not secured? Why has he not removed that of Abuja Kaduna railway? Do you want that? You understand? So the thing is this.
Because we are the simple answer is that we are 5%.
No, yeah, because there is natural hatred. Mr. President has natural hatred for the Southeast.
I don't think it is hatred.
We are 5%.
He's being very careful.
With what?
Yes, you see, Mr. President is being very careful so that he does not overpamper us.
How?
Because if he has...
Who are the us? You mean the Southeast?
The Southeast.
Okay.
Because if he should build all your roads, commission your railroads, construct your railroads, your electricity, because I know that when we were at NEPA, we were crying. They said they were going to bring, what's the name of this one that is here now?
EEDs.
No, we moved
Power
from NEPA to
Power holdings to EEDs.
Yes.
From EEDs to Aba Power.
Yes.
Aba Power.
Yes.
And I think we have now arrived back to Egypt. You see, in the Bible, there's nothing you read in the Bible that doesn't work. See, how can we sing the lost song
In a strange
land? You are going to construct the best roads that is in their bread, not for your people to see. You begin to construct it in a foreign land.
In another nation.
Another nation.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with you. While your people are crying of bad roads.
Nigeria is operating, our president is operating or functioning in a reverse order. Instead of charity begins at home, his own charity begins abroad.
And even ends abroad.
And ends abroad.
No, the charity abroad has lost its way back here. Yes, it has lost its way. Charity abroad can no longer find its way.
It
must move. It must move. If it starts at home, it moves abroad. If it starts abroad, if he cannot find it, if he can find its way home, it will be moving from one abroad to another.
So it has moved from Niger to Liberia, from Liberia to Guinea Bissau, and will continue to move.
You see, I don't.
All right, let us also look at this. PMB will dedicate, that is President Muhammadu Buhari will dedicate a road in the capital city named after him. A road is named after him in the capital city of Guinea Bissau.
We are sure that that's the...
What do you think? Do you think this is just a mere his benevolence? Can't it be reduced to monetary terms that led to this? We are talking about a road in a capital city named after a president of another country.
Yes, sir. Igbo yase la langwa onye nyoma se ikoni ahwe mambo nkito jiaka. As far as they are concerned, so they must remember, there must be something.
There must be something that when Mr. President did for that particular country to enable that country to accord such honor. My dad always used to tell me that the home could have 1 year long, you know. So there must have been some.
Otherwise, how can we go to borrow money approved by Nigerian Senate?
Okay.
Only for us to use it to construct roads
to develop
another country. Why we pay?
That's what
having our roads and our rails not touched.
And a particular region,
expressway.
That's what I'm saying. A particular region in your country is almost forgotten, infrastructural wise.
Not almost.
It's forgotten.
Yes.
Forgotten. The roads are dilapidated.
And he said, how do you expect him to remember the 5% when he has 97%? So you have 97%. I agree. It's wrong mathematics on the part of Oga Chief Driver, but that is his statement. 97%.
No, it's 3 left. Now it's 3% left.
No. He said 97% and 5%. We are in the 5%.
We are in the 5%.
The dot. We are the dot nation.
No, but we are dot nation.
We are the dot nation. All around the dot, revolves every other thing.
You know, there was a day some of my northern friends engaged me in a conversation like this. I told them that, look, that the chief driver, the way Mr. President, didn't get his statistics right, that the mathematics, he didn't get it right. If he had gotten his, that he was doing it out of malice. Otherwise, this, we did not give Jonathan our votes in 2015. And that was why he was able to win. The Southeast, when the Southeast gave out their votes in 2011, the vote made the difference. It was our vote that stopped him.
You are right.
So because we withheld our votes, he was able to win with the little margin he got from other places. You understand? So he should even be thankful to the Southeast for withholding our votes. If we had not exercised that voter apathy, and we had mobilized our people like we did in 2011 and came and voted for Jonathan massively, he would have also gone to the same place.
I still blame our people. I don't blame Mr. President. It is somebody that advised him to go to Guinea Bissau. It is somebody that advised him to go to Nigeria. When Mr. President was choosing his ministers, I don't think he left our people out. Oh,
which minister?
Hold their temperature.
That is the constitutional requirement. That was constitutional requirement.
He didn't want to pick anybody
from
the South, but he had no choice.
Amechi. Before you can reach Amechi's home, who was the honorable, I don't know if he resigned.
Yes, now for presidential race.
Yes.
Who was the honorable minister for
transport?
But he has a superior.
Hold their temperature. Before you can reach his house, who was among the 97%, whom everybody said contributed a chunk of River State money into making the president? Is it because of the 93 of the East that was denied in Rivers?
The 3% from
the 3%
no.
of the
Mr. President said it's 5%.
Okay, 5%. Is it because of that? Because you can't travel from Aba
to Amechi's home.
The little road you see in Rivers is the ones we constructed. And you see
the East-West Road.
You see there is not the thing that Mr. President also called Wike and they gave him a very high award.
Yes.
While Amechi, and I thank God, I love Mr. President. I love him so much. When you think you are biting the finger that fed you, Mr. President will assist you to bite it and cut it. Everybody would have thought Mr. President will assist Wike to deal with assist Amechi to deal with Wike.
Yes.
But Mr. President, because of the man, a good man that he is, he has to recognize good work. Amechi did a very bad work in this place. Never told Mr. President what to do in this place. And he thought he was biting Wike. Wike outshined him. And because our president will always recognize good work, Mr. President recognized the Wike and he dealt with Amechi. You see?
All right, let us
look at what is happening in Imo.
Well, I mean, if we can steer the conversation back to the original course.
Yes, please, let us look at this number 2. President Buhari's leadership role on the West Coast will be highlighted at the event, which will be held at the presidential villa in Guinea Bissau. His leadership role will be highlighted. And then the question is it his leadership role in Nigeria or in diaspora?
Of course, it has to do with leadership role in Guinea.
Yeah.
Certainly cannot be leadership role back home.
Yes,
because if you begin to bring the indices here again for consideration, I'm afraid that that particular award will not take place. Wouldn't it? Because
no, but the award is not taking place.
I agree.
The consideration for the award is not
in Guinea.
It's in Guinea.
Clearly, it's in Guinea. He must have done so much for them as the Alelanti carrying the other one at the back, that one recognizes that it is being carried.
But you remember that sometimes
today.
it was said that a lot of youths crossed the border during the presidential election.
Yes.
To vote.
It's a payback.
Who knows where those youths?
They came from all this.
It made a payback.
Yes, he's trying to reward them for their good. You know.
Like I said, Aliland is still recognizing that
there was a
counterpart is carrying it.
You know, so it's an allegation that has not been refuted.
Now, by this statement, highlighting his leadership role in Guinea, does it mean as a president of the country, he was equally presiding over Guinea's affairs?
He was paying their bills.
When you pay the school fees of your neighbor's children, and you give them scholarship,
and your own children are out of school,
while your own children are dropouts.
Why would you celebrate you?
Yes, your own children are dropouts, and because they are dropouts, you are not paying their fees. You now use the money to pay for your neighbor's children. Back home, your children wouldn't see you as a very good father. But outside, the world will be singing your praises and everybody. So, an independent person looking at it will say, there's actually a problem because the accolades being showered upon this man, they are so much. But listening to his family, you would say that.
Did you read about the 6 blind men who went to visit the elephant?
Yes, each from his own perspective. You touch the leg, you say, elephant is like a tree. You touch the body, you say it's like a wall.
All right, let us look at some of the responsibilities which they say include regularly counseling and motivating leaders on the virtues of peace, political inclusion and integrity, as well as fostering a strong economy that drives collective prosperity. I want to, let me start with you, Council.
You see, the problem we're having here.
No, you want to start from me.
Yes.
But I don't know why you want to start from me. Well, since you've decided, Mr. Moderator, of course you are anchoring the program, you decided to start. Don't worry, let me take the bull by the horns. Like I said, I think without meaning to demean the recognition and award being given to our own dear loving president outside. Remember, we are talking at home.
Yes.
Our discussion is family. This is Omunna talk. In the house, among the Omunna, we are shaking our heads. But when we go outside, the Igbos say,
experience what they
also su n'ime ezi agba na nneji osunama agba na nnaji. So this one is happening outside, and we would, while they are bala na nnaji. But when we come back home, which is here now, we will bala na nneji. If it is in terms of, you say, security, peace,
yes,
you know that these things are lacking in Nigeria. You're dealing with a gentleman that has self-confessed failure. He has confessed by his own word of mouth his inability to handle the security situation. In effect, peace and security in Nigeria. At a point, the general who told us he would finish insecurity in 3 months, now told us that he had tried everything he knew. He couldn't achieve anything. And that we should go and pray. That is why today Nigeria is the most prayerful nation on earth. We pray. We are the most prayerful nation on earth. The most prayerful nation on earth is also the capital, the poverty capital of the entire world. Back home, development is not taking place. There is no peace. There is no security. Our economy is in shambles. The other countries of the world who lend even to almost the insolvent of nations have now refused to lend to us. So on the basis of what are we standing to begin to advocate that Ogachi driver is the best so as to receive the community intended to be poured on him? But remember, it is back home that we are saying this. When we go outside, let them heap all the accolades on him.
The problem we're having is that those people are seeing the elephant. The aspect of the elephant they are holding is like a war. Even if you spread the magnanimity of the president is so wide that you cannot, consume it. But here, the aspect of the elephant we are holding is the leg. It's like a tree.
Very stiff.
Very stiff.
Unbending.
Unbending, unaccommodating. It does not, we can't climb it. We can't rest on it. We are not at peace with ourselves. We can't sleep with the tree trying to trample upon us. So I do not think I blame whoever is writing that, because the aspect of the elephant is the aspect that is favorable to him. Now we are putting the question to us, and the aspect of the elephant we are holding is most unfavorable to us. So if you are asking us to compare the two, we will be singing discordant tunes.
Right, okay, Honorable, talking about counseling and also motivating leaders on virtues of peace and political inclusion, I want you to compare that to what we are seeing here in Nigeria. And then when you talk about political inclusion, it's not talking about a political party, either APC, when APC in power, it's almost all the APC people that are seen in government. Political inclusion cuts across board. And then if the Guinea Bissau president and the people of Guinea Bissau sees president as such a person, what happens down here in Nigeria?
You see, the thing is like Guinea Bissau and little to other African countries, they are watching Nigeria like a movie. If you've been used to American movies, especially the movies that were shot in New York City and other developed cities in United States, like in Hollywood, you will not know. You won't realize that America also has ghetto. You understand? There are ghettos in the United States.
Slums.
There are slums
when you
in the
call
United
ghetto,
States.
People may not understand.
Okay, there are slums in the United States. So the thing is that, just like my colleague Sir Moses have said, it depends on the aspect, the angle, the part of the elephant that they are holding. You understand? The thing is, I think what they are seeing, not even holding, what they are seeing is the tox. The elephant tox. We are seeing the entire body, and we know that the elephant has injuries. Life-threatening injuries, not only, you understand, we know that this elephant could die at any time, you understand, and because they cannot see the injuries on the top, so that is the problem. So you won't blame them that much, because they are seeing only some aspects of Abuja and using it to judge the entire country, that Nigeria is doing well and all. And again, because of the charity that is given to them, it's not even charity, this is holistic funding. Look at Guinea Bissau, look at Niger. If you have traveled along Abuja to Kano, Kaduna lately, and then see the speed with which they are building, laying these pipes to Niger Republic, you will be surprised. You ask yourself, who said that Nigeria is poor? But yet we are borrowing to empower these other people and impoverishing our people here. So you don't blame them. You don't blame them. So, and they are doing all these things again to attract more charity from Nigeria. When you say thank you for the one that you have received, when you thank very well for the one that you have received, that opens door for you to receive more.
Just watch. Between now and May 29 next year, you will see some approvals.
Yes, now
in favor of
Guinea Bissau.
Yeah, you will hear of some.
All right.
Even in this very particular visit now, he will make a presidential pronouncement.
All right, Sir Moses, for the government of Guinea Bissau to have accepted the counseling and motivation of their leaders by Mr. President, and then is the National Assembly, are they not supposed to be aware of all this, and what have they done about it? Because talking about motivation here, I don't think it is just a mere wish out the well-wishing and motivation.
I do not think the National Assembly needs to know, because these are fiats for the presidency. There is another can make the Constitution grants him the power and authority to make, can decide to give anybody anything he wishes. But where I am surprised,
You mean without limit?
wait, where I am surprised is that the amount that was used was a money borrowed and approved
By the National
by
Assembly.
the National Assembly.
For execution
Execution.
of specific projects in
In
Nigeria.
the country.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So, if what they call peace and you say it's advice,
Yes, counseling,
counseling,
motivation.
motivation is monetized to include loan borrowed in Nigeria for specific projects in Nigeria being given to them. I do not think our own dictionary can give such an interpretation. When you talk about peace or advisory role of Mr. President, I know there was a problem in Imo State where even we learned that military helicopters were sent to bomb certain areas. I know also that somebody like Nnamdi Kanu was extradited from Kenya
Extradited shortly.
in Nigeria. And I know very well that Ohaneze had approached Mr. President to say, let us handle this thing peacefully. You, Mr. President, and our people, the Igbos. A president who is so bestowed with such a God as a father of peace was put to test to showcase how far he can allow peace to reign. He did not do that. He said, let the courts decide.
And when the court
Wait,
decided,
now we are approaching his
federal government
his peaceful government
refused to abide by the decision
of the court. If somebody like this can be given the highest honor as a man of peace, I don't know what we will give to Hitler, who is a man of war.
Okay, Council, I also want you to look at these features as they mentioned, talking about political inclusion and also the leadership virtues of Mr. President, as mentioned by the Guinea Bissau government and compared to what we are having here in Nigeria. Are all the federating units in this country, are they in love with Mr. President as is mentioned in Guinea Bissau?
I think the federating units, or let me say geopolitical zones, would rather speak for themselves. However, if we go by what I am a proud Southeasterner, that is a statement of fact. I believe all of us here equally are from the Southeast. If we start going by the treatment meted to us by Mr. President, then he shouldn't get that award. I stand to be contradicted by the indices on ground. If we start going by the treatment being meted to the Southeast, then we shouldn't. It will seem the advice being given to Guinea, the leaders of Guinea-Bissau, is different from actually what Mr. President applies back home. I do not know how many members, you talked about political inclusion.
Yes.
I don't know how many members of other political parties are members of his cabinet. Again, I stand to be contradicted. I don't know how many. I am not saying you don't have at least one, but I do not know and I am not sure. So one wouldn't be wrong if you ask the question, on the basis of what is Guinea arriving at this decision, at this erroneous, my humble view, conclusion to bestow such honors? But remember what I said, this is a family, this is family talk. We are discussing within the family. When we go outside, Mr. President is the president of Nigeria. Yeah. Any honor being given to him should be given to him. However, as his child, I will not be happy that the money he takes a loan to pay my school fee, and then he takes that money, rather than paying my school fee, allows me to be a school dropout, and he uses that money to go and pay for the school fee of our neighbor's child. That you don't expect me to smile at such a development.
Even the other wife back here at home will be thinking something else.
Definitely, especially if the neighbor is on the other side. So you can begin to.
Do we know how many of the citizens of Guinea Bissau, Nigeria Republic, who may have been appointed or accommodated
in this government?
Not that I know of political appointment.
Silently.
Yes, but if you talk of empowerment, they don't even need to come here to be empowered. Once you create enabling environment in their own country for them to thrive, for the economy to thrive, as the economy is thriving. Some of those countries, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know the quantity of oil they produce. But in the world, we are recognized as a major producer of oil. And yet, we have abject poverty to the extent of ranking #1, headquarters of poverty in the world.
I thought you were going to say that the queue on our petrol stations are not experienced by people in the
Nigeria Republic
or Nigeria Republic. They don't lack petrol.
Even the power failure.
I've not been there, but I hear they don't take their light. We supply light to Nigeria, but I hear their light is never taken.
They don't experience power outage.
All right, our wonderful viewers, we are going to go on a very short break. When we come back, issues of the moment will continue. Stay where you are and keep watching Living TV. We'll be back shortly.
Call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management. Allow me to enjoy myself. Have you heard that Living Television, the latest satellite station on SatView channel, is received all over Nigeria and Africa? You can watch Living Television on every free-to-air HD decoder, including Strong HD and CSAT HD. Why keep paying for monthly subscriptions when you can have fun for free? With Living Television, you can watch lots of wrestling, football, documentaries, and Nigerian films, including discussions and debates on current Nigeria issues. Watch free live matches on La Liga Spain come Serie A, Italy come Bundesliga, German League 1, and French matches on over 80 premium channels. Wow! You can also sponsor your programs such as live church services and crusades, political rallies, burial and wedding ceremonies, promotional interviews, announcements, advertisements, documentaries, and commercials. We are situated at number 1 Judges Street off Ikorebane Road, Aba, Abia State. For further enquiries, call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management.
It's still your darling program, Issues of the Moment. Today we are looking at the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to Guinea Bissau. And finally, before we take a look at the last topic for today, I'm coming to you again, Barrister St. Moses. The last thing they talked about is fostering a strong economy that drives collective prosperity. And if you compare what they are saying here with what we discussed here yesterday, when the Federal Minister for Finance and Planning said that Nigeria is not broke, and then compare it with what is said here in Guinea Bissau.
That's the woman that leads the borrowing.
You see, well, like we said it yesterday, maybe the dictionary they churn these grammars out is different from the meaning.
The other one we use every day.
Yes. Because I do not know of anybody whose financial position is very strong. That
Are you talking about Nigeria or Guinea Bissau?
I'm talking about fostering.
Okay, yeah.
Collective.
Yeah, fostering a strong economy that drives a collective prosperity.
That's what we are saying. Now, the point he's trying to make, let me help him. Are we talking of the collective prosperity in Guinea or in Nigeria?
Or even within the West African sub-region?
Or is it within the West African sub-region?
No, it's talking about the general collective prosperity.
Yes,
as a result of his leadership role in African countries and including Nigeria now.
Oh, cool. Okay. So you're talking of West Africa?
Yeah.
Prosperity?
Yeah.
Collective prosperity in West Africa?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can take your break from there. When it gets to my turn.
You see, we positioned this thing very, very well. The 6 blind men that went to see the elephant. The people of Guinea-Bissau may not even be bothering about reading what happens in Nigeria. They are looking at our president from the perspective of what he is to them. If you ask a Guinea-Bissau president or the person who is churning out these praises on our president, he will tell you that the role of Mr. President in Guinea-Bissau, the role of Mr. President in Niger Republic, the role of Mr. President in Liberia and all that, that is making sure there is a collective prosperity. He is not looking at the base for which the prosperity is being projected. Whether that place has prosperity in itself. Is there a prosperous nation in Nigeria where a Nigerian will look at and say, yes, when our dollar is about 1,000 naira, it's a prosperous nation. When the people in the northeast or northwest can no longer go to their farms, it's a prosperous nation. When people in Imo State or no side
can run away, nobody there escaped.
When INEC offices are being burnt every other day. When Kuje prison, 800 people, inmates.
They say it's 400.
Okay, we have staggering. You see, also, if
until today, nothing has been said about that incident.
So no arrest. If we look at these things collectively, I do not think that somebody in Nigeria will agree with what the person at Guinea-Bissau is saying. While somebody at Guinea-Bissau look at the roads that have been constructed to them, the light that can never go out. Every day they don't experience the epileptic power supply we have here. They look at their filling stations, you just drive in and they get fuel and drive out. And they say, who did it for us? They say it's Nigeria. that grammar, that award will be very relevant to them.
All right.
Sorry, clarification, please.
Yes.
I don't think it is Guinea-Bissau people saying this statement.
No, these are some of the things that led to that.
No, according to who?
Yeah.
According to who? Who is telling us?
Garba.
That is the problem. That is the problem. That is the problem. Not Guinea-Bissau people saying the presidency, one of the tripod stand of the presidency,
is trying to justify.
is telling us, according to himself, he is now imputing his own personal knowledge and views and feelings to Guinea-Bissau. It may be right. I agree.
No, he said these are the considerations.
I agree. He may be right, but the question is, who is saying? From whose mouth are we hearing this?
The senior.
The presidency.
The presidency.
The presidency.
Garba this time is not presidency.
He's one of the.
He's a member of the presidency.
You have Mr. Lai Mohammed, you have Garba Shehu, and you have Femi Adesina. They make up the presidency. Okay. While we have Mr. President, so when Garba Shehu is talking, what do you expect?
That is why I told you that Mr. President does not know. Listen, these are the things the presidency are telling Mr. President that are in place in Nigeria. Listen, I've been very close to government. If the governor in this little area I know ask you to come and see him tomorrow by 6, and the protocol says you will not see him, governor will be waiting for you.
But you will not have
You
access.
will be at the gate. You will not pass.
And he would know that you are around.
And we will not.
They would mask you. They call it masking or screening.
You understand?
You will not.
The
You will not
governor
pass.
will be fuming. If you call him again, my friend, I asked you to come. You didn't come. He said, Governor, I was.
Even the phone at the appointed time, your call may not get to us.
That's
I
right.
said,
That's
listen,
correct.
Not to talk of the
this
presidency.
evil called presidency and the Mr. President.
They are two different entities.
What the presidency is telling Mr. President about Nigeria, my brother, may not be what is happening in Nigeria.
That's why sometimes you get to Mr. President and raise certain issues, and he'll turn around and he'll be surprised. Where is this one? You said it happened when? I'm not aware.
Okay, let us.
Mr. President is always, I'm not aware. I'm not aware.
He said, if not that central bank went to him directly, if we had left the finance minister, the refacing of Nigeria wouldn't have happened.
That's true.
You understand? Because they are part of the presidency.
They don't work together.
They don't want this man.
That's the cabal.
They cocoon. When you are near your cocoon and you are managed, you hear what they want you to hear.
And see
you
what
they want you to see. You get to know what they want you to know.
But in this situation, the Garba Shehu, the senior special assistant to Mr. President of Media and Publicity, only voiced out what the Guinea government by the president.
That
there are reasons for
who told
this
you?
award.
Who is telling us that that's what Guinea people said?
The man.
Which man?
Garba Shehu.
That is the problem now.
And let me also.
If they can manage the president and cocoon him, insulate him
in believing that what is happening.
I mean, what's our own? You are not you and I. We are not going to Guinea to ask them anything.
Let me also.
We are hearing what the presidency wants us to hear.
Even the president of Guinea-Bissau, in his written address today, do not be surprised that what we'll be hearing the voice of Garba Shehu through the mouth of the president of Guinea-Bissau. They will write the
voice of Jacob on the hand of Esau.
They will be the ones to write the address for him. This is what
and then
read this to Nigeria. They will now read it to us, and they will now import these things to home. So that is the problem.
Remember that these chief executives, they have speech writers.
Yes, they have.
That's part of that is part of the job description
of the media handlers.
Of people in mass communication.
Yes.
So they get to know. They begin early to factor in some of these things. So they package you. Sometimes the speech is just trust on the chief executive moments before you go.
Yes, because of the system we are running here.
No, they have a very easy schedule. Have you done the speech? Yes, I have. Where is it? Okay. And the man starts reading it. Midway into it, he is now voicing out things that
he never knew about.
That they claim he has done.
Yes.
Naturally, he will
what happened when Mr. President visited him and made a very different scenario from what he was told. Imo people were to him.
Yes.
He regretted it.
And he said so.
He said it.
He said as much.
Because what they told him he's doing for Imo people, it's not what he saw. By the time Imo people told him in his face what they felt about him, Mr. President was surprised. He said, this is not what I have been giving to you to do to your people.
And he said that next time you are inviting me to come and do so and so, make sure that what is on ground tallies with reality and what you tell me.
So the presidency is different. Mr. President is different. It is the voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau. And any day the voice meets the hand. My brother.
All right. Finally, on this topic, are you saying Umaru Sissoco Embalo, the president of Guinea Bissau, who initiated this, who invited Mr. President? There were one or two things on ground that led to that invitation, even before Garba Shehu now made it known to us. And these are one of the things. Some of these talent qualities mentioned.
Mr. Moderator, again, let us clarify.
Yes.
Definitely, we are all agreed here that Mr. President must have done certain things for us.
Yes.
There is absolutely no doubt about that.
Good.
However, some of the embellishments in commentary that you have now read out are too, the flavor there is typical of Garba Shehu. Doing one thing is different, you know, but this fostering peace, you know, they use an opportunity to showcase other things that have absolutely no bearing and no relationship with what is on ground. Telling us that, okay, you've done this for this economy, you've done this for this nation, come and we'll honor you. And you are now bringing in this holistic collective prosperity and economy. Everybody knows it's a fallacy. It is not true. It could be true for Guinea, but it cannot be a holistic truth. Insofar as same does not pertain to Nigeria. That's the point we are making.
All right, whatever happens, we are saying Living Television is saying congratulations to our dear president for receiving the most prestigious award
we congratulate him.
Bissau. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Yes, we congratulate
All right, away from that, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed a case challenging the candidacy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the presidential candidate of APC. Dismissing the case, Justice Fadima Moritala described the plaintiff Ngosika Awoma as a meddlesome interloper.
Yes.
You know, having no locus standi to institute the suit. Awoma Ngosika dragged Tinubu and 5 others to the court on the 9th of June 2022 after Tinubu won the APC presidential primary election. And now, let me start with you, Barrister St. Moses. Ngosika is a Nigerian. For one reason or the other, he felt the man is not fit, like a lot of people. That is his thinking, his personal opinion, and went to court because of it, asking the INEC that this man should not be cleared. And when he discovered the INEC could do nothing about that, he went to court to equally ask for the same. Is there anything wrong with that?
Did she say what she will suffer? The injury she will suffer if INEC, having not been an aspirant herself.
I hope the Ngozi is a female.
No, it's a male.
Okay, he. All right.
He is not an aspirant. Did not buy any form.
Yes.
Did not contest the primaries. So there is no injury done on him.
Personal.
if Bola Ahmed Tinubu goes ahead to contest. Remember, he said he should disqualify him as a contestant in APC. The only thing I think he has there is because he may be a carrying member of APC. But if a contestant in APC had gone to court, like Amechi or Osibanjo or any of the contestants had gone to court saying, I am contestant, I am qualified. This man is not qualified. If he should be cleared, he will injure me, he will block my way for becoming a candidate. I don't think the same thing the court said now would have been the same thing they would have said.
Okay.
So he has no local stand. I want you to not have local stand. No matter how good you are,
no matter how substantiative
the court will not stand. It is the local standing that gives you the ground to stand to begin to challenge.
Okay, Barrister Chukwemeka Umogo. For instance, what is happening in Nigeria, a lot of people are crying, even those who are in the other party or not, even those who belong to a particular political party or not, because of a particular leadership meted out to the country by an individual. Is that not enough reason for any person who had any reason to say this man will not do us well? Is that not enough reason for that person to go to court and stop?
That question is a political question.
Okay.
The question you have asked me.
Okay.
I mean, the issue of this man has done so much injury and ought not to be allowed to go there. It's a political question that can only be resolved and determined politically using this. That's the only thing you're going to, just this. It's not by word of mouth. On that day, this will speak. The tongue. When you apply it on the ballot paper, it is now the ballot that carries the message. And its voice is usually very loud. It will be heard, see, just this. All over the world. All over every country, every media house in the world would carry the news of who emerged as president of Nigeria on a particular thing. So that is it. It is not a question that would properly be determined in the law court. Okay. Since, like I said, Moses had clarified, the person was not an aspirant. If he had been an aspirant, bought the form, and is now saying, look, this man is a very dangerous fellow, dangerous in quote, for whatever reason. If we allow him, look at the injury I will suffer as a person. Yes. Now, local standing borders on jurisdiction and competence of the court. And that in turn, jurisdiction is a threshold issue that must be determined before the court could begin to adjudicate. So if the court does not have jurisdiction, no matter how clean, how neat, how good, and how clear the subsequent questions are, or the case may be, the court can't even go there. It's like saying that if you enter this room, you will be served let's say snacks and so on. Yes. And then you have the door there. The door refuses to open. The snack is here. But you came with the wrong key. You cannot open the door to the room. You can't enter to have the snacks. Once you're able to open that door and enter the room, then you can help yourself to the snacks.
All right, Honorable. I know that Ngozi Kiwoma is not a lawyer, and that is why he felt he could do something, and he went there. From the layman's point of view, don't you think that Ngozi was talking about something which many Nigerians are still talking about?
Yeah, I'm glad to have learned gentlemen on this platform. But the question I wanted to ask, I wanted to know the grounds for which he went to court in the first place. Now, from the conversation I've been able to pick that the grounds was inclusive. Age inclusive, of age, then health, and then if it was bordered, I know that there are some other cases, still in court. I don't think that the court have given judgment on those matters regarding his academic qualification. You understand? If that was the ground, maybe my opinion would have been a different thing. But all the same, the thing is that
he was in Chatham House, London, or rather to clarify his educational issues.
But he's not buying in London.
Like his organ, who will always address us whenever he goes outside.
He's not in London.
Chatham will vote.
Was it not the same fora that he appointed somebody to take some of his questions? Yeah, so
he didn't appoint somebody.
No, he appointed somebody.
No, he appointed people to take all the questions.
Okay.
For this question, you answer. How old am I? When was I? Where did I school? I will answer. Do I have a certificate? He will answer. So what am I going to do about the economy? The cameraman should answer.
So what I want to say here, I will want to appeal to the judiciary. I want to appeal to our judiciary to downplay technicalities when it comes to some fundamental issues that have to do with the future of this country. You understand? It was the same technicality that brought us to where we are now. Some people, I remember in 2013, 2014, preceding 2015, some well-meaning Nigerians also went to court challenging the legality and the qualification of the current president. But the thing is that they were also overruled. You understand? The court looked
with technicalities.
And here we are now. All of us are in this same boat. So if it is sinking, all of us will sink. So I will want to appeal to my colleagues here who are lawyers, to reach out to the bench. Let them try to downplay the technicalities. Yes, and then look at the future of the country. And then I also want to the National Assembly will also have to look at some of our laws, even tinkering the Constitution.
So look you will now advise your own colleagues.
Yes, I will. I discuss it with them. Too.
Why do you advise the judiciary?
Yes.
You
I agree. Because look at South Africa. South Africa, the parliament in South Africa, and is now calling for the arrest of the sitting president, over some criminal allegations.
You are making a mistake. Court is procedural. Not a market. It has done.
I know we have.
Their temperature.
No.
I want to answer because you say it's technicalities. It's not technicalities.
So what did they use?
What they went to court to determine is whether Bola Tinubu was qualified to contest an election. Not whether.
Given certain reasons.
Given certain reasons. Not whether Bola Tinubu should be voted in or not. These are two different things. In a football match, it is only the players that are allowed to play at the football pitch, with the referee and the linesmen there. You cannot come from the seat.
From the gallery.
And say, that's number 7. That's number 7.
I've committed a foul play.
When the person he has hit is jumping about and praising him, it is only when you are in the court for you to determine whether what candidate A or aspirant A and aspirant B is qualified. You must be a player, an aspirant. If Ngozi knew, he would have gone to buy form. When he buys the form,
100 million.
Yes. 100 million is even too small if he succeeds in disqualifying Bola Ahmed Tinubu. once he has that form as an aspirant, whether he won or not, he now have the locus, he has a ground upon which he will stand,
being an aspirant,
to challenge, say, why I lost or I was disqualified.
Yes.
It's because this man who is not qualified.
That's why he's suffering the injury he's suffering.
Good. If you do not do that, he has now scaled through and become candidate. The other option is now for him to begin to campaign and tell everybody who has PVC, wait for this man. Is it
Okay.
APV?
Yep.
If you have
those who have APV, in Nigeria, elsewhere people vote with PVC, but in Nigeria we vote with APV.
So when you wait for him with your APV, so that when he comes, you vote him out.
Well,
all right, distinguished viewers, I'm glad you've been watching Living Television. I think what Honorable was talking about is the injury, just like they say in Aro,
injury to one is injury to all.
And then if this person had gone to court as a Nigerian, who will feel the impact of bad leadership?
Yes, on that man has injury to suffer.
That's exactly what they were
yes,
talking about.
He has injury to suffer.
But the explanation is okay. That is
a form now.
No, I think this person went to court as a Nigerian. Should this person become my president? This
another opportunity is not lost. He has another opportunity of using this now, and he says
he has lost hope.
If you see the new name for APC,
that is what the APC candidate calls the PVC.
You know, he has also created a new state.
Yes.
Niger Delta State.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
Yes. And made the mess snatcher, what's his name? The governor, in waiting.
Yes, the new Niger Delta State.
Yes.
So that's is it Ovie or I think Ovie.
Yes.
All right, wonderful viewers. I think this is where we're drawing the curtain for today. Remember, tomorrow Nigeria Today will also come your way. It's also a current and the topical issues as it concerns our country and various states in this country and also in diaspora. And from my far left today is St. Moses Obona. St. Moses Obona, thank you for being part of today's program.
I am son of God.
Okay,
all of you are children of God. I am son. And the thank you viewers to be there.
Thank God I'm the moderator. And Barrister Chukwemeka Omogo, thank you for being part of the program.
Thank you, moderator, and bye, viewers.
And Honorable Emeka Iheduru, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, please, viewers, go out there and get your PVC. And you see, you heard us what we said here. Use your right thumb correctly come February. Thank you and God bless you.
And this is your anchor man, Orator Chinedum Adele, the choicest friend of our Lord Jesus Christ and also the Son of God. Thank you. Thank you.
Allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me,
Have you heard that Living Television, the latest satellite station on SatView channel, is received all over Nigeria and Africa? You can watch Living Television on every free-to-air HD decoder, including Strong HD and CSAT HD. Why keep paying for monthly subscriptions when you can have fun for free? With Living Television, you can watch lots of wrestling, football, documentaries, and Nigerian films, including discussions and debates on current Nigeria issues. Watch free live matches on La Liga Spain come Serie A, Italy come Bundesliga, German League 1, and French matches on over 80 premium channels. Wow! You can also sponsor your programs such as live church services and crusades, political rallies, burial and wedding ceremonies, promotional interviews, announcements, advertisements, documentaries, and commercials. We are situated at number 1 Judges Street off Ikorebane Road, Aba, Abia State. For further enquiries, call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management.
I love you.